So hey everyone, I am Cynthia,
I'm Jai.
and this is the Friendship to Sisterhood podcast. We are back with episode 3,
So three.
where we have last time shifted, and now we are moving on from our connection as best friends and how we have graduated literally into sisterhood across the years of our life. We started in third grade.
Third
For those
grade.
of you who are just tuning in and seeing episode 3, and now we are up to high school. So we had a big shift in middle school. We were separated. It's like we're separated at birth, but separated. We were twins. Our norm became disrupted around fifth and sixth and seventh grade for us. We are 40 years old now, but we do love to kind of go back and share our story to help others basically shed light on friendships that are still around from school age. Many don't have that, some do, but just kind of shedding light that it still is possible to have best friends from childhood still in your 40s.
Yep. So we stopped at that middle school, that shift, and now we're entering high school. High school.
We're still in separate districts, so we're still living in the same city.
Yep.
We're still connected outside of school. We're still
Mm-hmm.
going to different schools. We both been Christian high school, so there was no ninth grade center for me. It was just strictly
Yeah,
high
straight high
school.
school, straight ninth
So
grade.
all 4 grades in one school, right?
Yep. All 4 grades. Ninth grade for me was cool. Um, I kind of don't really. I Okay. I was about to say I
Remember?
don't remember much, but ninth grade was actually where I started another friendship that I still have to this day with a person. Um, that's one of the actually, actually, two people. Now that the other one that I told you just started back talking,
Okay.
yeah, on the phone. Yeah, two people. I think that was ninth grade. By 10th grade, yeah. So ninth grade, the badgering continued to happen with me. It was I mentioned last episode that I got bullied. I think there's a few ways there's different definitions and different types of bullying. I was so insecure about my breasts and them being the size they were at the time. Um, it was a person that would bully me and would talk about me, and I think it fueled his fire for people to laugh at his jokes. And again, I was never one of those people who I never picked on anybody. Like, I didn't believe in it. And especially with me getting picked on, I didn't, but he did it. And the crazy part about it in retrospect, they used to pick on him,
Mm-hmm.
but he would pick on me because that would lean people to his side. I kind of said something to him about this on Twitter a long time ago, and he said he didn't remember.
Of course not.
Have you ever noticed the people that were mean to others or the bullies, they never remember doing it? I know a couple of people, and I'll be like, really? Like, but anyway,
Because it didn't impact them as much as it did us
the
because
person they was
it was geared
terrorizing.
towards us and not geared towards them. So
That's crazy.
that's, yeah.
Yeah, but so even though I had that going on, I still had a good support group of friends at my school, but we still talked. We talked about what was going on at school, and she talked about so much of what was going on in her school and her church. I felt like I was there. And if I if I wasn't there, I wanted to be there. And we had some intertwinings going on. I think this was also around the time I started really hanging out with your best friends from church or the people that you grew up with in church. We
Mm-hmm.
had our own friendship connection. I hadn't started hanging out with you in high school yet.
Probably not until school events, I guess we would do. Like, I don't know, dances.
When did you start driving?
16, I got my license. So that was 10th grade.
You started driving in 10th grade?
15, 16. Yes. I'm like 15, 16, 17, 18.
Like free fall
I didn't
without,
get a car until I was in 12th grade.
but
But
your mama still let you drive her car.
yeah, on the weekends,
Because
like
that's
not to
how I
school.
was able to get around with her. Like my mama, we didn't pay for driving school. My mom said, "I teach you." And at the time, in order for you to get your license like that, you had to be 18 and already be taught and had been able to pass the test. It's changed now. The laws have changed now, but
Hmm.
my mama taught me how to drive. My mom and my uncle, and that didn't happen until after graduating. My mama didn't have money to send me to driving school. That was I told her that, and she laughed in my face. So, but when I
Because
was
I can imagine her face.
exactly,
But she that was just once again the norm. So not the norm, but it was common. Let's just say that for many of us in that high school, that's the dream. Like everybody who was about to turn 16, how can I get my license soon? We all want to drive. We all want to be independent. We all want to be older.
hmm
So let's go to driver's ed. I didn't have to work in high school until my senior year. So that's um
so we not gonna go year. We just gonna kind of touch on
we
what we.
can. I mean, I'm just trying to go as I remember. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
Because
about
ninth
to.
grade was a continuation of middle school for me because I was with the same people in school. I had the
Ah,
same community.
so that with me, I thought it was gonna be a continuation, but I never will forget when we went to ninth grade. Of course, we went to high school, and the people that we were cool with in middle school from high school, some of them stepped in that high school and changed. They
Hmm.
act like they ain't know you. Like we just girl.
We're the same.
And
Yeah.
then at my high school, the magnet program was upstairs and the regular kids was downstairs. So that was a divide. Because some kids, you went to middle school with them, even though they were upstairs, and they kind of
Upstairs.
that's what people outsiders. Harold, I'm not your Harold. I'm saying names, but
What?
he would always tease me. He would be like, "Yeah, you go there, but are you upstairs or you downstairs?" Like, okay, screw you. But anyway,
Anyway.
um, high school, I met my son's father. He
Mm-hmm.
was a senior. I was in 10th grade. He was not my son. I wasn't pregnant in high school. We initially met there. Um, I thought I was the ish because I was going with a senior football player. And he was 6'5" and all this kind of stuff. That don't believe the height.
So you became
I'm
popular.
not saying that he wasn't a good person with that height crap. That's
Back then we were once again we were not as aware as we are now. So it was great. It was
the what now?
you said you were like were you popular more because of that?
Not in
Because
the
of your
way I wanted
association?
it. Not in the way I wanted it because me and him met in a computer class, and then that computer class that was kind of the start of technology and kind of the start from say like a child going from a bike to a go-kart and a go-kart to a car. Like that
Mm-hmm.
was the start of what we know of technology today. They would be in there watching some stupid videos, and that teacher basically, I don't know what his purpose was at that school, but anyway, the football team would come in and get on the computers and do stupid crap, and that would allow me and my one of my friends that I'm friends with to this day, we would go in the gym and play spades. Oh, I was a big gambler in high school. That's how I got a lot of my lunch money.
Mm.
I would play pity pat for a
Oh.
dollar. I love gambling. I still do to this day, kind of. If you know me, you know, pull out the cards. Let's get it. But we used to. It wasn't technically skipping the class. He took attendance and then we left, and we went to the
Oh, okay.
gym and we played spades. Like that's what we did. But me and him connected off that we would talk, but it wasn't. I wasn't feeling him like that. I wasn't feeling him like that. But the turning point was, according to him, and because of the popularity of the football team, it was the thing to go to the prom with a popular dude. And in hindsight, I don't know. I think he asked me. I don't know if we ever had a conversation about this. So if we did, I didn't forgot. He asked me because I wasn't clout chasing. Clout chasing wasn't a term, a phrase back then, but
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what it was.
Right.
Everybody else wanted to go with him because of who he
The
was.
popularity, yeah.
Yeah. And I will say, I used to, because again, I wasn't popular. I wasn't popular, but he that made me kind of like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? And some girls would talk to me, and some girls would kind of look smog at me, like I,
How dare you
how
be?
dare you type thing.
Mm-hmm.
if they, if only you knew. So that uh, that's what that was. Before that, I used to talk to another football player, and the person that I'm still kind of friends with to this day, he used to bully him. I
Oh
know when
wow.
he see this, he gonna bust out laughing. But they had a whole neighborhood rivalry thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my high school. I will say I had more fun in middle school than I did high school. I feel like, because it was more of a, I don't know. We just did. We were a little bit more rowdier in middle school, and we played. I don't know. It could too, because it could have been too, because I still was sheltered. My mama was letting me go a little bit, but I made some lifelong friends in high school too. Some we don't talk as much, some we do. But again, we still stayed in contact. Uh, Somebody from her school took me to my prom,
Senior prom?
senior
Oh
prom.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, that was a thing. I started working in my junior year. I worked for a big company, and I think that's when my mindset changed. Uh, we had a class. We had a class. I would say her name, but she's known around this school. She taught you how to interview. She taught you how what to wear in the interview, what to say, not what to say, how to have eye contact, how to shake person's hand, what
Mm.
questions to ask. This generation really needs that.
That's business preparation. Business core. It was different call. It was called different things
We called it co-op
in
at
our
our
days.
school.
Yeah.
That was the only way I was able to get off the campus. My I did call myself, oh God, I did call myself skipping school one day. So there was a burger shack across the street, like directly across the street from the school. And my dumb butt went home one day and was like, Mama, guess what I did? And my mama, that was the last A whooping I remember I got. And the reason my mama whooped me was because my mom went to that same school too. And my mama was fast, and my mama was running with the wrong crowd. And she was just basically trying to tell me she don't want what happened to her to happen to me.
Right.
So in retrospect, I understood it and never left that campus again until I got my job, and I had classes until like noon, and then I went to work. And that's also where I started riding the city bus. So that was a lot of life skills that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, School was still my scapegoat from what was going on in my house. My house was very different at this point. Um, I stayed with my grandmother, my mama, and her two brothers. And that was another thing I didn't touch on going to uh that elementary school, that fifth grade. So all of them smoked in that house. Every Thank God I don't have lung cancer. But all of them smoked. And that smell was all in my clothes. And I didn't realize it one day until somebody said something to me about it. And I used to hate going places like I do you remember me ever smelling like cigarettes?
Mm, not really.
It was just
Not that I can remember.
that was back before people who smoke. Nowadays, if you smoke, I don't really know anybody nowadays that smokes inside their house. They if they smoke, they go outside, even their house.
Yeah. Well,
But
I know
back
a
in the
couple that.
day,
Yeah.
you smoked in the house. The people in my house smoked so much that the walls were like a orange color from
Mhm.
all that cigarette smoke. But I hated that, and I would tell my mama like I would pray. I remember praying, asking God, please, Lord, let my mama stop smoking. Like it stinks. And it's crazy because to this day, she stopped a long time ago, but I remember her telling me, like, I finally understood what you meant. Like, that it stinks. I'm like, yeah, it smells horrible. Like, and she would tell me, you don't understand. This calms my nerves. I'm like, do you smell what you do? Like, this
We're
shit
so used to it.
stinks.
They were so yeah
So,
immune to the
but
yeah.
again, my best friend was my refuge because I didn't have to be around all that drama in my house. I didn't have to be around all that cigarette smoke, and your family welcomed me like I was.
Mhm.
Her mama to this day called me her daughter, and my mama do the same.
Mhm.
So your presence was a refuge to my chaos.
And once again, which is normal to us, I guess. Now we see it, but then to me, I just thought it was normal. Just to have your friends over or have your friend over, or I go over a friend's house sometimes. It was just normal.
But I don't ever. I didn't want you over there, cause I
I
don't.
came, but not often as you were at
Maybe
my house. You
no.
didn't even come to my house that often.
I came
We were
more
on
to
the
you than you came
yeah.
to me.
We were
That's
just on the phone a
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
The
Yeah,
phone is where most of the
we were on the phone a lot.
conversations happened and what was going on here. Keeping up with each other was more the phone because we was of course not in the same school and
Mhm.
um some activities of course during my church as well. We kind of
Yeah.
did went to
And
lock-ins, events,
did
festivals, and
y'all
stuff like
ever do
that.
the skate
We went skating.
on Mondays?
I don't know about Monday. It could have been summer, maybe.
The
I
the
don't know.
the church skate thing at the skate rink.
Mm-mm.
Y'all didn't do that.
Not often,
I
unless it was
remember
before my time. If we did, it was like probably summer. Then maybe, and then it might be Saturdays if we
it
did
was
it.
a skating ring here. I don't know if that skating ring still up?
Which one?
Lockwood skating ring.
Oh, I don't know.
On Mondays they had
Maybe.
church night. And I remember we would go every Monday when I was heavy in my church. We would go every Monday, and that's crazy. That was the way they brought the kids in for Snake.
Hmm.
That was fun. Again, another way for me to get out the house.
Yeah.
That was so much
And the
fun.
parents, I'm sure, wasn't mad at it. So same thing. Any way to get your child extracurricular activities and have somebody else be able to care for them. Once again, our parents did work a lot, so
Yeah.
it was helpful for our village, our community, to be able to, take some of that burden off. Um,
By this time,
but
my
we
mama
still
working at night
were
too.
still connecting through school events. So high school still, like we said, college prep or business prep or whatever you want to call it. We were in two different high schools, but we still, I feel like we still got some of the same information, even though the curriculum might not be the same, but we still were sharing with each other, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
we had, and I think because we were considered, I don't know if they considered us a low income school or an inner city school, we had representatives. I can't remember that lady name, but she would come like on a specific day every week. And because of if you were fell, if you your income, your household income fell under a certain number, you were allotted 3 free college applications.
Hmm.
So you had to, it was either 3 or 5. You had to pick out which colleges you wanted to go to, and if you not your GPA, but if you took a specific classes, you qualify for the Texas grant.
Mm-hmm.
And with those classes and your income, if you went to any school, any college in Texas, basically you had a full ride.
Mm.
And I wanted to go to Prairie View so bad.
Mm.
My mama was like, "You must be out your mother sucking mind." My mama said no. And I was like, "It ain't your choice." Because they were teaching you in school, like, it's not your parents' choice what school you go to. And you make that decision for yourself and blah, blah, blah. And they feed me all this. And I had ammo to fight with my mama. No, they said, the people at school said, I get, get to
I
choose.
feel like if you would have got a full scholarship somewhere, it wouldn't have mattered. Like
My
if you would have got a,
mama,
what could they have done? You're 18. Legally, they couldn't do anything. But if you would have gotten a full ride,
that's that
room and
brainwash. I didn't
board,
know.
nothing could
And
have
like I
stopped
told
it.
my mama, I said, "Mama, think about it. The only money you possibly would have spent is the gas money to get me back and forth. And maybe for my dorm or something. We were low income. So I would have had a full ride.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You not going to Prairie View. The Prairie View has always been known for blah 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 blah. You ain't going. I'm like, bro. But the crazy thing is, she didn't want me to be with AJ's dad. She did not want me to be with him. Had I gone with my
He
first
wasn't. Was
mind,
he going to Prairie View?
he was at TSU.
All right, that's what
But
I'm
this is
saying.
also around the time his mom got sick. Well, we're '03, so he came out in '01. So I think around, yeah, his mom was
Still.
she had just, yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
was ill. So he had kind of changed it from, I think he did have a football scholarship, and the thought was to stay on campus, but because of his mama's illness, he just stayed at home and caught the bus back and forth to TSU. But if I would have went to PV, I wouldn't have been worried about him. We would have just been friends,
Well,
you
too
know.
late.
So
But in high school, what else do we have with how we stayed? I mean, with my friends then, you came to a lot of school events because I was
I
in student
did.
council at the time.
Hmm.
At one point, I was student council, vice president, president, honor society,
Smart.
community.
She was
I
everything.
just wanted to stay busy. Like, not wanted to stay busy, but I felt like once again, it was just expected. Put it that way. I think it was expected of me to just do certain things. There are a lot of organizations I was never a part of
Were
in
you
school.
active like this at church too, as far as organizations and president of this club, over this club?
During that time, no. So that time, high school, I was just in organizations. The with working with the youth, I was in drill team for a few years. I forgot. I think that was before high school though. I think because it wasn't that long. I think it was before high school. Um, but I was always at the event. So we had something going on in church. My family made sure I was there.
Mm-hmm.
If they couldn't bring me, I was riding with somebody else. That village once again is strong, and I'm so grateful for the village. Um, because in a single parent home, a lot of parents don't have that village, that backup, that support. Um, I never worried about me going anything because I felt like I was always going to be able to go. I wasn't worried about it. I was just like, oh, who's going to get me today? Like, who's going
And
to.
see, that's a difference too. So because of now we're back in my mom's old neighborhood stomping ground. And like I said before, a lot of people, I'm going to school with people who parents my mama went to school with. So you got that. My mama felt like the safest place for me to be was at home because she knew nobody could hurt me at home. So the activities that you were in, had we had a village like that, maybe, but my mama didn't let me do a lot of stuff. So again, me being with you was my refuge, and the big check was me going to work. I didn't have to come directly home. I had something to do. But my
So do you think that's because your mom wasn't involved in some of those activities? Because my mom was around those people already. So by the time I got here, it was just like an extension. She was already comfortable with these certain people in the village because everybody was not new, put it that way. So it was already an established relationship with those people.
my mom wasn't a trusting person with anybody outside the family.
Hmm. So it had to be family only.
Yeah. You and your family was the first people that she was trustworthy of. Um, my mom is a rare, is a strength, is a unique individual. Because again, a lot of her trauma, she protects me from her trauma.
Right.
Even still tries to do it from to this day. But again, I get it now at 40, but back then I tried to rebel a little bit within my confines because you know your parents what they gonna take and what they ain't. How far
Limits.
you can get with your parents.
Right.
So I tried to do a couple of things. I tried to do a couple of things, but I got my ass so up. It was only a few. I tried to. She caught me. She didn't catch me. I didn't come home at the time I should have come home, and I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing with somebody. Not the whole thing, but action up to. And I remember coming out the boy's house, and I remember this voice. I still don't know who this was to this day, but this neighbor all of a sudden said, "I seen you coming out that boy house." I'm looking around like, who is this?
And that's
And
what's
baby,
missing today,
I
that community where people can check your kids because they in the
that wasn't a
community with
community.
you.
That was just somebody being nosy. We
I mean, they
still,
still was there. They were living there around, put it that way.
I rushed my butt home, and what I do that for? Juanita was, my mama was, the bus been passed through here. Where you been? Here we go. Boy, that one right there got. Anyway, so my mom, yeah, she didn't trust nobody. She didn't trust nobody.
And she's
So
not the only one. Many parents did it because I had a lot of school friends who couldn't go places. I had attitude in high school, so that was that. But I never was like restricted to say, "Oh, you can't go nowhere." As long as they knew who I was going with, where we were going. By this time, we're driving. One of my friends had a car already. Well, I think it was like an older brother car. So we would get picked up and go to the movies or go to the mall or whatever during that's still high school time. So that's like 10th, 11th grade. If one
mm.
of your friends have a car, you good, like you said. But
And that was
I didn't have a car yet, but I
but
was able
she
to
was able to
drive.
drive. So when
But
we
I
went
didn't.
somewhere
Yeah.
like the movies or something, out to eat, remember our spot at Willowbrook and then Bennigan?
Oh, of course. Oh my God, Bennigan's.
Bennigan.
I can't see a Monte Cristo in my life.
Oh, that was so
Oh wow.
nasty.
What?
I
Bennigan's was
hated
not
that
nasty,
Money
but it
Crisco.
was cheap. So it
It
was
was
cheap enough for
yeah,
us to be able to go
yeah.
do what we need to do and
Come
get
back.
out the house and go back, go to the movies. It was like
And
$4, whatever.
as long as
And
I was with Cynthia, I had no curfew, which we wasn't staying out
I never had a curfew.
late anyway.
Hmm.
Football games.
Yeah, I didn't get to experience those, but
Child, I barely got to. I forgot about an infamous dance at high that oh, yep, my son no, wrong boy. Um it was a high school football game. We had a
Oh.
rivalry game with a rivalry school, a game with a rivalry school, and I went with two girls. One of them well, actually both of them I've been knowing since middle school. One of them I've recently connected back with because I was helping her with something. And her mama dropped us off at the stadium. It's the stadium that's in the neighborhood on the south side. The thing was, people knew, especially for this game, buy your ticket at school because if you buy it at the gate, you ain't gonna have it. It's gonna be sold out. This was a rivalry game. Get to the gate, everybody. Me and one girl got our ticket, and the other one don't.
Hmm.
So we can't get in the game. We can't leave her.
Oh, okay.
We got oh my god. We basically couldn't come in the game. And once you went in, you couldn't come back out and go in. They
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't let you back in. We walked around that stadium and it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Oh my god.
Why y'all didn't go home?
Because her mama was supposed to come back and pick us up at a certain time.
Got dropped
So
off.
then we were going to we had a dance after the game. And
Mm.
those dances after the game were R rated. Let's just say that. It was a DJ. I remember it was in the cafeteria. The floor was slippery from all the hotness and what that was like a club. That was actually better than a club. I remember making out with let me I'm
I'm like,
telling too much of my
how
business.
far are you down? You going down this?
This
Okay.
was ninth. This was 10th. I don't know what grade this was because I don't remember. But anyway, I think that was the last time Juanita let me go somewhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. From here on out, it was only Cynthia. So yeah, football games. I went to a couple of them. It wasn't consistent.
Why you never invited me?
I don't know.
Hmm. I just thought about that. I don't
I
think I
don't.
ever
I
got
didn't
invited.
think you would.
I went to my
Okay,
cousin's games, who went to the same school you went to a few years before that. We went because she was in the band.
probably because I knew that. Okay, so let's talk about this, and we kind of talked about it earlier. It was a different. I don't want to use that word. That was different from what you was used to.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different.
She's 4 years
I
older
don't
than
want
us,
to say
so
side of the fence, because that may sound. I don't want nobody to take offense to what I'm saying.
different community, different culture.
I not even different culture, different community.
Okay.
I don't think you would have felt comfortable in that.
Okay.
You were comfortable with what you were in because that kind of still was in that confinement of what I left you when we were still in school.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Fourth
still
grade
had that in me, but I had kind of acclimated to my new
environment.
environment. And that
Mm-hmm.
sounds so crazy.
You're
It's
supposed to.
almost
You
the
adapted, yeah.
it's almost the equivalent to Forever. If you've seen Forever on Netflix, and
Not
I'm gonna
yet,
do a
but I
review on
will.
that. The boy he grows up
I
in
don't
the
want to know the movie.
okay, well,
I want to see it
when you
first.
see it, you'll kind of resonate with
Yeah.
the two different family
Yeah.
households.
Mm-hmm.
I I knew you wouldn't resonate with them. I never
Mm-hmm.
even thought. First of all, I couldn't go to no football game, but I never thought to invite you to
How did you?
something.
Well, okay.
How did I would?
I mean, you went that day, so but she
I went
didn't let
to
you
a few
go
of them, and when I sit and I think about it, I wonder how did I get there? Cause my mama didn't take
because we
me.
went to pep rallies with her because she was in the band. She
With
was the
who?
flag girl.
Oh, you talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
my cousin
they
was the
were.
flag
How
girl.
did y'all go to pep rallies when they was at the school?
I don't know. Maybe
It
the
could have
older
changed by
cousin took us
then.
because everybody else had a car. So the older cousins, you ride with older cousins.
You
So
talking about CW?
yes.
Okay,
So they took us.
we'll use
She took us, or maybe her.
initials.
Uh, Too late. But I didn't go all the time, but we went quite
Cause
a bit because
by
she
the
was in the band, so
time,
it was like we want to see her dance, and that
right,
was a thing. Becoming a cheerleader, a flag girl, or whatever else, that was a thing. So you wanted your family and friends to be there, and of course you got to go to the game and see them. So,
by the time I got there, when we had pep rallies, they were like right before school, the first bell rung to go to class,
mm,
and they were in the auditorium.
yeah.
And to be honest with you, that kind of really probably started in our junior year because I don't remember that type of pep rally happening around ninth grade. And I could be wrong. I don't.
And since she's 4 years older than us, so we were in middle
She had
school
left when
doing
I was
this.
entering.
Right. During this
Yeah.
time, we were in middle school, but I went to more games because, like I said, I had no sports in my school because it was a magnet
Right.
school. Well, in middle school it was, so we didn't talk about the transition to high school. It was still a magnet school, so
Yeah.
we still had no sports. So a lot of kids I went to middle school with didn't go to the same high school because they wanted to play sports.
You know
So
what?
they
In thinking
went
about that
instead.
from a business perspective or from a I wonder if they didn't give y'all sports because they wanted y'all to settle in on your knowledge and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
With it being a technology and science focused school and arts, yes, they were not worried about sports
And that's not a
because
bad
they used
thing
to have sports. That same school used to.
back in the
So
day.
when they revamped it and changed the curriculum and made it magnet, then the only focus was academic
Yeah.
and the arts. So, um, just wanted to be invited to the game. Hey, I got to
I
go.
didn't know that. You didn't say nothing.
Who? It's too late now, but I don't know
You should.
why.
They still got them
I
there. The,
ain't
the
no.
alumni
There's no point to
go.
go.
The alumni be there.
I better go to my college stuff. So anyway,
I didn't
that
even.
alumni
They
stuff.
didn't even.
I know.
I
And
didn't even
then,
think of it
of
like
course
that
not.
because I just
I didn't think about it till now either. Oh, I never. I just tried to remember. Did I ever go to any games during those years? Because I know I went when I was in middle school with my older cousin who went to the same school, and even with no, I wasn't that old enough when she was there, but the older cousin, but the cousin that was kind of around me as another sister during that time
mm-hmm.
was only 4 years older than us, so of course she did a lot of things, and I wanted to be right behind her, like, oh, I'm doing that next,
Right.
But I didn't have those sports. I didn't really get to experience no sports because, of course, you don't have it in elementary school, in
Fourth
intermediate
grade.
school, no. So yeah, I experienced that through other people's schools. So that was yeah the halftime shows, and I really didn't get to enjoy all of that until college. So, but we're still in high school right now.
Mm-hmm.
What else happened in high school? So our friends kind of intertwined. Well, you kind of intertwined with
I
my
intertwine
friends.
with y'all. Yeah.
So my high school friends, it was easy. It was just basically school
Hilarious.
events.
They were
Yes,
hilarious,
that's one thing we
especially
gotta
this
do is laugh.
one.
Community
Oh
events.
my God. It was
What else?
welcome
School
me in.
dances, fundraisers, maybe.
Yeah.
Festivals like carnivals. I think we had a carnival a couple of times. School carnivals or whatever.
Mm.
That were fundraisers because I was in student council at that time, and that was just another way for me to get out of school because student council you got to travel, you got to go to conventions, you got to go to Six
Oh yeah,
Flags.
y'all did do a lot of that.
That was another way for me to be able to go,
I don't even
and I
think
think
we
I was
had Six
networking then and
Flags.
didn't know it, but
Yeah.
I mean nobody knew what it was then, but
You didn't know the name, the title of it.
yeah, you just meeting people from other schools and
Hmm.
other organizations, and they always promote that, so they promote you getting out and talking to other people, which kind of sets us up for what we're doing today. But
Did y'all have Science Day at Astroworld? Or what was it called? It was a day
Science Day.
where I think it was a HISD thing. All the seniors or the juniors went to Astroworld, and it was
Mm,
supposed to be for science, but
yeah, right. Science. Okay.
yeah, that was interesting. That was like a field trip. And then I think the most eventful things we did was senior year.
Oh yeah,
But
that was busy.
I didn't do a lot of it because I was working. So like you had senior skip day, You had senior picnic. I don't remember senior picnic. Vaguely, I don't.
Didn't y'all have like a senior cruise or something?
We had a senior trip, and that was the last one for a while. Ooh,
Well, it should have been the
we
only
went
one
to
if you were a
Orlando.
senior.
I'm talking about the years
Oh, the schools.
afterwards.
That okay.
We went to Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, and baby, we shut that
I've
city
never even been there. That's a shame.
down.
I gotta go.
I want to go back. I want to take AJ to Universal.
Yeah,
I do.
I think I've been there. No,
Universal.
no.
Then it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. They redone it. So
Yeah, that was.
shout out to Universal. We need to.
Hey, hello.
We'll
No
talk about
BS.
that.
At any rate, yeah, we went to Universal Studios. I remember I paid for myself because at that time I was saving my money that I didn't talk. We didn't. Talk, I worked at Houston Works in middle school. Uh, I worked at Houston Works in middle school. I forgot to mention that. I've kind of been
Mm.
working. I knew I had to have a job. So I enjoyed making my own money. We went to we left. I have never. First of all, everybody can't go out of town.
Mm.
Everybody cannot do not know how to act going out of town. That's number one. We had so many incidents in Orlando, Florida, and
Did y'all fly? Or y'all rode the bus.
oh girl, we rode the charter bus. It was
Mm.
two charter buses. And that's when 50 Cent Many Men came out. Whatever that album is, Lord Jesus, I don't ever want to hear that song ever again in my life.
I wonder if they still do senior trips now for
That's
many
a good
schools.
question.
Hmm.
Probably not. I
Some schools may.
know the
I'm
year
not that school. I'm.
the year after us was really like y'all messed it up for us because they said never again. They were in that hotel room doing the food, and when I say the food, I mean the complete food. They act like they had. I was so nervous, like they were gonna cancel the trip. It was people who had coupled up that you was like, when did y'all become a couple? Like
Hmm.
it was a lot going
It was
on.
teenagers out being free in another
Yeah,
state.
it was some stuff going on that trip. That trip will always go down in history. I think when we get together sometimes now people still talk about that trip.
Hmm.
That trip was something else. Woo!
We didn't have a senior trip that I could. No, we didn't. We had senior skip day after the prom, so all of our parents agreed to call the school, give me a note. I don't know what I got, but
Hmm?
I had a car then. Senior year, I got my car. I was working senior year. Mama was like, "If you want all this stuff for graduation, you gotta have to pay for it." But I didn't have to work before then. Um, I was gone in the summers. Like that's when camp was for student council,
Oh yeah, your
camp and
student
stuff like
council
that.
stuff.
So
Your
if
student
not,
council stuff kept you busy.
yeah. And I think I was in there 3 years. I was a member the first 2 years before I became an officer. Um, and then I was in the I forgot about them, the Baptist University Student Baptist. What was it called? Oh my gosh, the Student Baptist organization. I forgot. My apologies. But I was in that group too. I was in honor society. Honor society, you don't have to really do nothing, but just show up to the award ceremony. So that's not really something you have to do throughout the year.
Mm.
I was in theater, but I wasn't in theater like that was just a class, an elective.
Mm-hmm.
With student council, we got to help with summer registration, so we had to be at school while the upperclassmen got to help the newer students register. They had us working in the office. They had us pick lockers. I feel like then, I think I had became a bully a little bit, which is a little odd.
What?
Yeah, I think I did. Looking, like I said, hindsight, I did become a. It was like a funny. It was something. If you
You
asked the
and your
group that I was with,
sarcasm.
if you asked the group I was with, it was like a kind of a joke we had that I would intimidate people to give me certain things. It sounds really bad, but I would
Sounds
intimidate.
horrible.
I would intimidate people to give. It was like not money, like I'm beating up people after school for
The
money.
word
No,
intimidation is.
but I would like take, and people who were there will remember this. But and they'll probably say, "Yeah, we remember this." And they call me CC. Then many of them still do. Um, I would like take a rat tail comb out of my purse and be like, I want the hot sauce. It was something stupid. Like, I want the hot sauce. We were in the
I can
cafeteria.
see you doing that.
It would be funny because it was a joke, but then I started to become known as that. People started changing my name, start calling me. It was a group of another ethnicity. We were all cool though. Like, we known each other since 7th grade. At this point, we're still high school. I just became like, I guess we could say we had a clique. I mean, yeah, and it was not like something I intended it to be. Like, you know how kids will group together and have cliques, like you can't sit at this table because you're not with us, you're not the
Well, you
cheerleaders,
had a
you're not
yeah,
the,
you had your
I just had
people
a
that
group
you
of people
hung
that we
with.
were around a lot because we
Yeah.
were, like I said, we bonded in class, or we bonded in student council, or we bonded out. But I had attitude then. That was a home issues. I was talking back a lot, so that was just transitional high. I think just teenage life. um
Them teenage years,
Teenage year was a lot, but
right. Nah,
I was really not as restricted as a lot of people were.
you
So a
were
lot of
not.
people I was hanging with couldn't go. Cell phones were out,
Yeah, they were out.
so I think I was getting. I had
Nokia
a Nokia first, and then I had, I
with
don't
300
know,
minutes,
the
free
flip
nights and weekends.
slider. I don't know what that was, but I was
You had a
getting.
sidekick?
No, not a sidekick. But you know how I think LG made that slide phone to try to mimic them, where your keyboard be down here and you slide it open, and the screen.
I do
I think I
remember you
still have it.
having something
I
like
think I still
that.
have it. I need to.
What privilege.
Yeah, that ain't no. That was. I don't know who gave me that phone. I think I was on a plan with well, my mama. I remember my mama having the first cell, like not maybe first.
That
It
big
was
brick?
a no, not the brick. It was a laptop bag.
Yeah,
You
I remember
stick the
that.
antenna in the
Yeah.
window to be able to use it in the car. That's the car phone. They don't know about that, and I think she still has it. Like, excuse me, I'm not surprised if she still does. She
Oh
keeps
my
stuff like that.
goodness.
We never had the brick. She had a pager. I remember that.
Yeah, all of those had a pager back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the kids did too. I remember asking my mama, "Could I have a pager?" And again, she did her last.
Girl,
Like,
my
who,
mom laughed at
who
me too.
you
I got
need
a
to
bubble
talk to?
gum pager. That's what I
Yeah,
got.
we
With
all had them.
the bubble gum was in it.
We was
Mm-hmm.
all that clip it to your belt.
But it was high school was fun for me. I really believe, except for like emotional trauma during that time. Still raised in a single parent home, so that's when you start to become more aware of certain things that didn't matter as a kid, I guess you would say, or we didn't realize it until you got older. So we connected more then, even more so, because like you
Yeah, I
said,
was hanging with y'all.
your friend, you were hanging with
And
my
y'all
friends.
stuff happened. So our senior stuff happened later than y'all. So
Mm-hmm.
like our prom and stuff and senior activities was in the month of May.
I think we got out of school before y'all did. That's probably
Yeah,
why.
yeah. I think our trip was in April, but the bulk of our activities was like in May, and y'all stuff was in
Yeah, we had
April.
dances, school dances. We had
Hmm.
the senior picnic, but it was at the school. Um, Junior, I'm trying to think we skipped junior. Like I feel like we skipped junior, but nothing really amazing happened. Well, college prep, so
That's when I started working.
that school really did make sure we were prepped for
Yeah.
college. Like we were studying for the ACTs and we took ACTs I think in 10th grade, so we were studying for the SATs by that time in November 11th grade. I was not. College was just something they told us we needed to do if we wanted to make a lot of money. So we were like, okay. And I really feel like for many of the professions that we're in today, we didn't need it. But we didn't find that out until we were
In
thousands
school
of
debt,
dollars in debt.
Department of
Shout out to Joe
Education.
Biden, who baby, woo,
Oh,
reverse
he
that.
got her, but I'm still.
Praise God for Obama and Joe.
Oh
They
my
got it all done.
God, child. We
Cause
see
I gave my life to public service
my
later on, but
God.
that's way in the
That's
future. But
uh
high school, that's what they geared us towards. College prep, business prep, how to dress professionally. There was no pajamas in school. You couldn't get away with that. You
oh, dress
couldn't.
code was definitely
You
enforced. The
got sent
way these
home.
kids are going to school now, they would
Yes,
have kicked us out and told us not to come back. You could not
absolutely.
wear flip all these hoodies and even let's go to the graduation. You know how all these kids are busting flips and doing stuff. Mr. Wesley, God rest his soul. I remember a meeting before I even say way before I want to say even once we came back from Christmas break, January, they told us do not do the fool, do not do nothing stupid on stage because you will not get your diploma. We couldn't even throw up our hats, and it was understood. And now we see these kids busting flips, doing
Oh
tent
yeah,
like,
the standard has been lowered a long time. So
oh my
the
god,
standard has
like
been lowered. I feel a long time ago, which speaks to some of the generation we have
oh yeah,
today because there were not as many standards as there were then. We turned out great. We had that's just something you didn't do when you come to school. You dress like
you didn't have to dress up,
you
but you
just
had to be
be
presentable.
presentable. Yeah, and
And
they
if you
taught
were
us.
not presentable, they got on you. Especially that was we went to school around the time sagging was popular.
Hmm.
Pull your pants up, put your belt on.
Which they still a lot of
You
people still
know,
did.
you
Yeah.
have to. One thing I will say, and I kind of hate, and I don't know, maybe it was poured into me a different way because when we go into college years, and we kind of have discussed some of it already, if I nobody really unless you were upstairs, in my opinion, and I this is from my point of view, unless you was upstairs or in the honors classes, nobody really helped you navigate what to do in college. It was always just you have to go. You're gonna need more than a high school diploma to get a job. Blah blah
Mm.
blah. But go there and do what like I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was some people who knew they wanted to be in this profession or that profession.
Hmm.
But I just knew that in order for me to maintain a job that's above minimum wage, I'm gonna need a degree. But a degree in what? Like help me out
Hmm.
here. And my mom,
That was the guidance counselor's job.
I didn't come from a family of college goers. Yeah, was I the first one? I don't think I was the first one, but it was still preached go to college, but it was never for what.
Yeah.
So I just wish that I had more guidance. If someone would have put the guidance in me about what to do in college, I think I would have been better than what I am now because somebody had put the guidance into me as to how to interview, how to talk, how to do all that. And I had that, but I didn't know what I wanted to do.
And that's the thing I think for focus, they like now a lot of people are like do what you enjoy doing. They were
Yeah,
not helping us or help us identify
what
what
we
do you enjoy
enjoy
doing.
doing.
So if you
And
find
then
out
if
what
you
you
wasn't
enjoy
an
doing,
athlete,
right.
outside of being an athlete,
Well, not in my school. I didn't have
yeah.
that. All my schools was competition because everything was academia, technology, engineering. We had to dress up to go to business class.
Mm,
We could not come in there with jeans on. So thank goodness for A Day B Day. Did I still? No, did I still? I had that middle school, but I think I had it a couple years in high school. I don't know. I remember correctly, but you had to dress up to come to business professional class. Like that was a requirement. If not,
mm-hmm.
you got sent home to go change clothes or whatever. But honing my skill of what I want to do. What do you want to do? What do you enjoy?
That was not a
Versus
question.
what do you want to do when you grow up? I was still a lawyer for most of my middle school years. When I looked at law school, when I got to high school, I said, "Oh no, we're not doing that." Mm-mm, mm-mm.
That's interesting because you said that you like being educated.
Yeah, but who want to stay in school that long? Like when I looked at the requirements, So I guess 10th grade they started showing us. In my school, they were like, okay, if you want to be assistant, this these are the expectations, these are the guidelines, these are
Mm-hmm.
the requirements you need to achieve that. And I started looking at how much school. I said, oh no, we're not
So
doing that.
compared to how much school you had to have for a lawyer, compared to what you actually did, what is
I would have to have gone to postgraduate and go to law school. I don't know, remember how many years it is now. It's been a long time I looked at it. Probably 3 or 4 more years. Then I went.
you would have been all right.
No, it's not that. I didn't
Because
want to
look at
have to
what you
pass
would
a
have reaped from
bar.
it.
I
You
didn't. I
still
don't
would
like
fall
the law
in
like
the,
that.
but you like helping people. And
You would
there's
have to like the
different,
law too. I
but
do that
there's
now.
different forms of law.
Yeah,
And you love advocating and helping people.
and I still do that now. That's
Yeah.
the sweet spot. Now I'm in the sweet spot. When I first graduated, I wasn't
No
in
hell
the
no.
in the sweet spot. So praise God, today I am in the sweet spot, so I'm good. But I need the degrees I got to do it? No, but do they help in? Yes, they do help, but do they help in other areas of my life? Absolutely. But back to high school, they did not say or kind of focus in on what will you enjoy doing for the rest of your life. That's what your education should go forth if you need a degree in it. The goal was just let's get all these inner city kids to college. Let's make sure
They get there.
they graduate
And
high
I
school and they get to college.
and I guess they figure it out. But
Mm-hmm.
you made me think of something, and I wonder, and this kind of goes into what I want to do on you. Um, at any point in your life, in your adolescent life, I know that nobody asked me. At any point in your adolescent life, anybody in your village asks you, what do you enjoy doing? What do you like doing? Or paid
Mm,
attention to you enough to see what you get a kick out of, what you enjoy doing.
many people said I need to be a teacher because I was
I can
always
see that. Teaching.
teaching somewhere, some form.
Mm-hmm.
And most of my family, a lot of my family members are in education. So that's what they automatically just assumed, which is crazy because I do that now, kind of, sort of. But I never wanted to go the teacher route, even though
I
I
remember
love
us
to
conversation.
educate others
Mm-hmm.
about what someone educated me on. That was just a narrative throughout my life, I believe. Nobody ever said, uh, if I can remember the words verbatim, not in my recollection, do you like to teach? It was just something I was doing anyway,
Mm-hmm.
just indirectly, I guess. So I guess they assumed that. But I guess the day I remember somebody came to my um, computer programming class, and it was like career fair. You know how you used to do
Mm-hmm.
career fairs. Different companies would come to the school,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, that'll be nice. I get to help people. I want to be a hospital administrator. And that's the day I said that in 11th grade, and that's what
Mm.
was the focus of me going forward and why I chose the degree I chose, because I saw what they did. I saw their income, and they told me, okay, you got to go to college to get this income.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw what they did. I saw, I was like, oh, that'll be nice. I like to be in an administrative role, and so I was like, I found it. Boom, I want to do this, and so I was good.
Mm.
So that was like it since 11th grade. So everything else was navigated towards me doing scholarship applications. We had competitions with my friends on that. So that was pretty much doing that just to compete. But end up getting a scholarship because, that's a whole nother story on how I got that. I really wasn't supposed to get it, but I did because God said yes. But initially it was no. But that was senior year. What was that, senior year? You had to apply in junior year to get awarded, certain scholarships in senior year. So there was a website, I have no idea what it is, that we would all go to. It used to be websites that you would go to find scholarships. Do you remember that website?
Oh, I do.
It's
Oh
not on
my
the FAFSA, but it was a
God. It was
different
a different
website.
website. Yes,
I
I
can't think of the
forgot
name.
about that. What is the name? It was a couple of them.
Yeah, but it was like one
I
main
forgot
one.
about.
They would have multiple
Yes,
scholarships.
depending
You have to
on,
look at the
yeah,
description, see what you need to
I
do,
remember that.
what type of school you had to go to apply for this scholarship, and then you
Grants
would,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It was
forgot
a
about that.
website that I guess our counselors told us, or we all told each other. I don't know how we found out about it.
I
But
forgot about that.
we all went to it and we were applying since 11th grade. I want to remember because
Mhm.
I don't remember doing anything in 10th grade for scholarships, but that was a competition. Like that was once again, I'm competitive in a whole lot of stuff, so that was another
Yeah, a way you could compete.
compete. Yeah,
Yeah.
to where it was being acknowledged. I think that was something that was missing. Even though was
Yeah.
getting, perfect attendance or whatever,
Mhm.
how we talked
Mhm.
about the coupon and stuff last time. They stopped giving us food coupons, I tell you that, in high school. I don't remember.
You were still getting
They
award
did
coupons?
not give us,
Oh, oh yeah.
like, all you got was certificates instead of tickets to somewhere,
Oh
or
yeah, like the little
you,
certificate
the
awards.
all we
Yeah.
get is a certificate to put on the wall, and that's it. I wanted tangible. Let me go. Give me
Yeah.
a gift card. Give me, was gift cards out then? I don't know, but give me a coupon to
It was
go eat
out.
like y'all
They
used
wouldn't
to,
nah.
in middle school.
I don't think anybody I ain't no thing. Didn't nobody ever ask me what I like to do. Especially once I
Mm,
got to high school. They were just trying to again, in
graduated.
retrospect, I knew graduation wasn't an option. I knew I was gonna graduate. My aunt, you just need a job where you can get you a good 401k. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
about what you like.
Mm.
Because they didn't do what they like.
Yeah.
It was survival mode. It was trying not to be broke, needing money for a rainy day, being able to pay your bills and your rent or your mortgage. Um, nobody never asked me what I liked or what I wanted.
And I think once again we talked about this before, but off camera, how, like you said, survival. They were not. Some of them were, but everyone was not exposed to choosing a career you enjoy.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot now, like do what you love, and
But in retrospect, your mama did what she loved. She still do it now. Now, what that way she do it, I don't know if she love that, but
right. The beginning is not not the
your
same
mom,
as the
but she's
current.
always been in that same profession.
Yeah,
You
she
know,
she was one of the ones who chose, but many people we know like dreaded going to work every day. Didn't like anything about their career. They were just doing it for the check to be able to provide for their family, which
I
is
think my
survival.
grandma liked it. Again, in retrospect, she loved
Hmm.
cooking. Now, the business behind and the way things went, I don't know if she liked it, but I, again, in retrospect, I think that was her refuge from her reality. She got to talk to people. She got
Hmm.
people praised her for her cooking. Maylee should have opened a restaurant a long time ago, but nobody put her on to that. You know?
It's the education of it, or the
Yeah.
exposure, or the example. Many
Um,
people thought to go in business for themselves, but
and then businesses aren't for everybody.
correct,
It's not.
because you
A
have to
lot with
have
that.
management
Yeah.
in addition to that, a support team who can honestly support you and help you grow the business
And
as
not
well.
trying to manipulate you or
Right. But
take
they
advantage
once
of you
again
in
they
any way.
said, like you said, they were trying to make sure we have what we need, get
Hmm.
benefits because you need insurance for your children,
Right.
and pensions, retirement as
Right.
well, and no matter what, stay on their job.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not the case anymore for many of us because we have options, we have
There's options.
education,
Yeah.
we have exposure to information.
Hmm.
But during the high school years, I believe we were prepped, but I don't believe we were prepped enough to where, like we talked about financial literacy, we talked about financial stability. Your aunt gave you a lot of that,
Yeah. She
and
did.
I had a great village. I should say have, because I still do, but the education and exposure to all the information wasn't there. So I was not exposed to. I knew how to balance a checkbook. I knew how to write checks because they taught me that. Ooh,
Hmm.
do they do that anymore? No.
See, I got taught that at the house.
Mm-hmm.
I got taught money at the house. Now, if I abide by it now is another question.
Right.
That
Just
don't mean I don't
not
know
the
it. I
information.
got taught how to write a check at the house. I got taught how to count money and change without a pen and a paper.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you give somebody $5, how much change do you give them?
Mm-hmm.
These kids don't know that now, and
I
hell,
know.
they don't know it with the damn register. But anyway, that's another story for another day. I got taught handwriting at school,
Me
at
too.
home.
We got
Um,
taught in school too. We
Dorothy,
learned that
as
in
much
third
as
grade,
my
right?
aunt wasn't here because she was in Atlanta working, when she came back and she saw where I lacked, she tried to pick it up and she tried to go full on board.
Mm.
But that took me to have a disdain for her because she was a my mom was, as she say, a soft touch. She was not. So when she came around, she tried to bring down the hammer, and that's why our relationship kind of, as she say, I had an attitude, and with her, yeah, I did because I ain't like you. But in retrospect,
It helped you better
exactly.
than you thought
And
it
she's
did.
still teaching me financial literacy to this day,
Mm-hmm.
with her being her age and trust funds and savings bonds and IRA nines and all that kind of stuff.
I
So,
hear it.
uh,
What is
learning
that?
about the different types of IRAs, and
Uh-huh.
my auntie just doing what she did then benefits her now.
Right.
Like to the point where she's losing track.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that with her. Um, but that wasn't taught. That stuff should have been taught in school, and that wasn't taught in school.
And I think it's because even though we did have access to, I mean, it was a, I don't want to say, well, different cultures do different things. So I believe some of our counterparts were taught that because they
Mm-hmm.
were leaving college debt free. They were,
Their parents was paying for it.
and some of them had businesses when they graduated high school.
Yeah,
Some
and
of them
good
had
credit.
businesses in high school.
Yeah,
So they were taught that while we were just trying to
figured out.
fill out applications, you
And
know.
see, even with that, I wonder if that was by design. I really, I when you look at that in retrospect, were y'all? I don't want to say y'all, but was the system trying to keep us at a certain spot so we wouldn't excel? Because why not teach us all the same thing? I have a theory on that, but what? Why not teach us all the same thing?
Well,
Is
look
it?
at the educational system. Look how much has changed. Like we just talked about things that we used to learn, they don't.
Yeah.
It's not a core value. It's not a necessity they feel. So they took it out of the curriculum to make it shorter, to make classes larger,
Yeah.
and to cut dollars.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna cut something. I'm gonna cut information. I'm gonna cut curriculum. I'm gonna cut teachers. I'm gonna cut um, what we feel like is not a necessity in the curriculum. Let's cut it. They don't even know how to write their name in cursive. They don't need to know how to count change because
Mm.
we're going to digital age, right? We're
Right.
going to credit cards, debit cards, and eventually now we're in,
The Zelle era, the
yeah.
Cash App,
So they don't even know how to count. So it's up to
the
one, the
parents,
parents
the
to
village,
continue to teach your children,
the
teach the
village. And
village
I say
what
village
we learned
because
as well.
we still have to work as
Mm-hmm.
parents, and especially if you're a single parent. And
Mm-hmm.
again, check out my YouTube because I'm trying to retire myself and teach people, and we grow our journey together. But until I'm able to say I can let my job go, I still have to work.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to work, and it's just me and him. So that village that you speak about, that I think is just as important as parents. Like
Mm-hmm.
you really have to. That village is important, man.
Because everybody doesn't know everything. So
No,
you may be connected to somebody who's amazing in this area and you haven't even tapped into the area. So let
exactly.
them come in and educate you, educate your children,
And
educate
allow them
your
to
family as
come
well.
in. Do not, again, one thing that I'm learning, and we had this conversation too, I have to have a village. My
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle, me and my son's lifestyle, because of situations, we have to, as opposed to my mama keeping me sheltered in because she's scared of what may happen. And I had to unlearn
Mhm.
untangle, detangle, my learned thought system from her, and then be okay with the decisions that I make. Like that's hard because that's not what you were taught. I dated them. I didn't. My parents didn't teach me that. So it's hard. It's hard. But going back to high school, I will say overall, I had a good run. I met a lot of good people. Some people I still talk to this day. One is my ride or die, my girl. And let me just say something about her. And it's I hope I don't cry. She was a popular girl. She was very popular. And we've had a discussion kind of about this too. She was the girl that would talk. And I'm not saying I wasn't, people knew me, but I wasn't in a limelight. She, at some point in our high school career, was a limelight because she was a drum major. Before she was a drum major, I don't know how she don't know your cousin because they both was on the same area in the band. But
The
anyway,
same year?
no, but you know how sometimes they would come back and teach them,
Oh, she didn't come back.
and she don't come back. I be
She
trying
didn't
to
come
tell her
back.
like, would you come back? And
No.
she was like, girl,
Mm-mm.
I was like, that part of my life is over. But anyway, she is the type of person that is going to talk to the awkward person at the table.
Mhm.
Even to this day, that's the type of person she is. Um, and she did not condone bullying. She didn't like people treating people a certain way. She's still like that to this day. And after high school, we kind of did go our separate ways. And then we came back. We ended up being, her son is 8 months older than AJ. And they both about to graduate high school. And I've made a connection, kind of not as close as to your family. I would love for your mama and her mama to have a conversation. They look like they're sisters. I never told you that, but her mama is amazing and her
Mhm.
daddy is hilarious. But, and she's always asking about my son. But they are the what you are to me, what we are to each other in elementary, that was my high school.
Mhm.
And now it has extended into the
Continue. Right.
family and stuff. Even with her husband, like
Mhm.
the cool, they treat me like I'm a sister. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So that's my dog. That is my friend. And just her being that, she's gonna be like, come on, like just, it's like she like my little big sister because in years I'm technically older than her. But in months. It ain't years, it ain't months, it ain't. But having, and we'll talk about that later. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have my house.
Mhm.
And even that friendship and network and blossoming, I cannot stand when I hear people, especially females, say, I don't need no friends. I don't want no friends. Like, do you know what blessings you're blocking?
They want to survive on their own.
And we're not meant to be in this world by ourselves.
Mm-mm. Can't grow.
So I just want to say that I met some good people. If I wouldn't have met who I met, I wouldn't have my child.
Mhm.
Um, I met some really good people in high school. Even people who graduated before me, I have a good friend that I still talk to, and check on her. And it was some good people, real good people. And later in life, you find out that they mamas went to school with your mamas, and they know your daddy and all that kind. Like,
Yeah, connections. We'll
oh,
talk about.
6 degrees of separation is real. Oh my God! But it was a good run, and I love that I was able to cross connect with your friends. Like, that was comedy hour all day long. Oh my God. Like, you went to school with a person who act like that dude on Instagram, and you know who I'm talking about. The boy
Alton, yeah.
who, yes.
Mhm.
Oh my God. All day laughing. Like, literally in tears.
That was leaving high school was. difficult for me because now I'm like, oh, we all weren't going to the same place, but I
Mm-hmm.
had been like, here we go again with another shift that your norm is now changing. Of course,
Yeah,
your comfort
changing.
zone, your nest, all that is like it's like
So would you
here we
say
go
that you
again.
don't like change, or you have like a thing with change, life altering changes? That sounds weird, but
Um, I don't like connections being broken. When I have great connections with people, and I that could be because once again I was raised as the only child in the home.
I can
So
understand that.
once I have great connections with people, I feel comfortable. We spend time, and this is like 9 years together, 8 years together, seventh grade to 12th grade. Well, five, six, whatever. But once again, finding out these people in high school, I used to go to school with in second and first grade. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know them, but looking at a yearbook, boom, we were in the same school at the same time. Had no idea. They've known each other since they were like first, second grade. But
Mm-hmm.
here we go in high school, and man, I'm losing people again. So it's like, man, we kind of connected. Some of us stayed connected after high
Mm-hmm.
school, but as you know, life goes on. It's supposed to, but doesn't mean
Right.
you gotta like it. People go to different schools. Some people joined the armed services.
Yeah.
Some people got married, had kids. Some people went stayed in the city. We just had different paths, which was a part of a new stage. So I don't know what we want to call the next stage, but the next stage was really what it was. It was the next
Next
phase
stage.
or next stage in life. What are you supposed to do now once you graduate high school?
I'm in
Did
college
did you
literally looking
prepare?
up like what am I doing here? Like
Yeah.
what? And I'm back in a diverse college.
And I wasn't supposed to go to the college I went to, so
Where were you
we'll
supposed?
talk about that next
All
episode.
right, next episode. So we'll see you guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Uh, if you know us, leave a comment. Tell us what you think.
Maybe.
If you don't know us and you have best friends that you have friends you've been friends with since grade school or since birth, leave a comment.
Let us know.
Let us know and check out our socials.
Sightsee travel.
And I have two. My Instagram is Curious Mind Market, CuriouSMindMKT. And my personal YouTube is Jai Gets It. It's about my life as a single parent, my life trying to get out my 9 to 5, and this podcast will be on there too. So
Check the links in the
check the links,
description.
and we'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.